later than planned, but we are live. I'm
Are we
Steve.
live on YouTube?
Yeah, we are live.
Are we?
Yeah.
I'm on the video here and it's not live at the minute. So oh shit, it is. All right, we're good. We're good.
You scared me for a second, bro. I'm
No, we're
Steve
good. We're good.
from Violet Money. I'm here with Jake. Jake, how are you doing?
I'm alive and well, Steve. I'm wearing the shirt of shame, especially for today. I'm so excited for the fights.
Yeah. Does this mean you're cheering for that guy Kamaru, or are you wearing it to try and curse him? What's the plan here?
I don't know. I mean, I'm wearing it because I can. There's very few occasions where you can wear a Kamaru Usman t-shirt and his fight day. I'd like to see him win, but I don't really want to see Leon lose either.
Yeah.
I've come around on Leon. I was a Leon hater
Yeah.
for a very very long time, but he's swayed me.
So you're cheering for a draw then, right? That's the plan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Cool. Let's go away from the main event and the co-main event. What are you looking forward to the most?
Jack Shore's featherweight debut for
Yeah.
sure. Like he's so talented as is, and I think not having a weight cut is really going to benefit him. And I think stylistically, this is an easy enough opponent. So I'm expecting big things from Jack Shore.
Yeah. I would say the debut of Sam Patterson. I interviewed Sam Patterson for the channel, so he is definitely someone who I think it's the right time for him to be in the UFC, and I'm happy he's there. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. And like you said, they haven't given him too tough of a test for his debut. It's another guy debuting, so that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. But Jake, as an Irishman, there are no Irish fighters on the card if we don't count Gunnar Nelson, of course. So where is your excitement level at for this card? Obviously, you mentioned you're very excited for the main event, but for the card in general, where are you at?
You know what? I'm very excited for the card because there's a little bit of everything. There's as you were saying, there's guys debuting like Sam Patterson, Chris Duncan, Christian Leroy Duncan, and then there's more high profile fights with the main and the co-main event. But uh, I want to see Irish fighters on these cards. You know what I mean? Like, where's Paul Hughes right now, and why is he not fighting on this card?
This is a good
And
question.
I know that Ian Gary, he kind of wants those bigger slots on kind of the Vegas pay per views and stuff like that. But this is a big pay per view. Just come over, have a fight, just do your thing, basically. Yeah, I want just give me Paul Hughes. That's it. It doesn't even have to be Ian Gary.
Yeah.
Give me Paul Hughes.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've had what? In Gary's been in UFC for a little while now. We've had like 3 UK cards since he's been there. I'm surprised he hasn't been on one of those. Either March,
Yeah, there's
July, or now. But like you said, he wants
yeah,
big spots. And this would have been perfect for him if he wants a bigger spot, you know?
exactly. This is a big card. It's going to be on pay per view over here. Um,
Yeah.
this is probably, I don't know. Is this bigger than the Jones card? Because over here, this is bigger than the Jones
Over
card.
here it is, but
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think he's overly concerned with this market though. I think he wants to break through to America, and I think the UFC wants that as well. That's why they've put him in Madison Square Garden,
Yeah.
the ViStar Veterans Arena in
The
Florida.
historic, legendary combat sports venue, that is.
Of course, and then the T-Mobile in Vegas. Like they want to put him on these kind of bigger cards to just for more American fans or more North American fans to see him. But put him over here, goddammit. We fucking deserve it.
Yeah, you mentioned Paul Hughes there, of course, as well. I was at Cage Warriors last night. We didn't get to like speak to anyone from management because I would have asked that question. But I did speak to Jordan Vucenic after his fight. Obviously, his first fight since that really beat down for Paul Hughes. Let's put it how it is. And there's a lot of respect between those two. Jordan, it was good speaking to him. He looked really good in his return fight. I'm happy for him. One thing I do want to mention from Cage Warriors, bit of a story. There's like big, massive doors that you have to go through, and it's a door to backstage. There's no glass. You can't see who's on the other side. and it's a push door. It's the door from the arena to backstage, right? So I'm going back after one of the fights. I push the door, and like you can't see anything of what's on the other side. So I push the door. There's a guy like right there who, like, if he was one step closer, I would like club him in the face with the door. Right? He's a tall guy. Would you like to hazard a guess of who I nearly hit in the face with the door?
How tall are we talking? How
Pretty tall.
Fucking pretty tall. Okay. So he's a fighter, I'm assuming, or else this wouldn't be worth bringing up.
It's a fighter.
He's a fighter. He's in London. Fuck, I don't know. I want it.
It was the UFC's number 6 ranked heavyweight, Tom Aspinall.
He is big, to be fair.
He is big.
Tommy Two Legs coming back with the vengeance.
Yeah.
And Bisping calling him a nonce.
Yeah, that was great. I was at that person. So we're just waiting on our first guest here. The link is out. Just so you know. That's the deal so far. I should run down the guest in case people haven't seen the post. So, any minute, our first guest, Justin Budd from LFA. Obviously had that big spin and elbow win not that long ago. Then we're going to be joined by Matty Byfield, training partner of a certain Mr. Rocky, Leon Edwards. 4 o'clock, Matt Bonner, Cage Warriors former middleweight champion. He's got a fight next week. We're going to talk about that and then obviously some of this fight as well. 4:15, leading right into the start of the prelims. Linton Vassell, Bellator 1 heavyweight contender. Huge win last week. We're going to see what's going on when he might be getting in there with Bader. Also, a British fighter who has trained with Kamaru Usman. So we're going to be getting his thoughts on this big fight as well. But Jake, anything you want to say while we just get this sorted here? While we get kicked off?
Oh, let me pull up the card, actually. I'm surprised I don't have it pulled up. I mean, I know pretty much the entire card off by heart at this point from talking about it so much. But any comments or queries from me? Every person who put in a staff predictions pick put in Joanne Wood by decision. No,
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself a little bit.
It does, but I'm just saying, if there's anyone watching who's looking for a bit of betting advice, put money on Joanne Wood by decision.
That's a good question. I was going to ask you this question. Of the underdogs, who would you say, if you were giving someone £10 to go put a bet on an underdog, who would you put it on? Or who would you tell them to put it on?
The first one that comes to mind is Jafel Filo, because I feel like he's very underrated. He's very underrated. It's just his opponent is the difficult part in this.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. So I wouldn't be picking Filo to win, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Brian Barberina, I think he's got a solid chance as well. He's always got a chance of winning. Jennifer Moya, that's a decent one. I'm looking down the card now and I'm looking at the underdogs. Seen a lot of people say Roman Dolidze. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't think Roman has this one. Like Jack Hermanson is a good win, but I just don't think Jack Hermanson is Marvin Vettori level. Chris Duncan is somehow an under. Go put money on Chris Duncan. There you go. Easy. Chris Duncan first round knockout.
Chris Duncan an underdog?
Yeah.
Really?
A small underdog. Yeah, but
wow.
An underdog nonetheless.
Okay. Our first guest isn't here, but someone who is here is a member of the VM team. We got Brandon with us now. Brandon, how are you doing?
Hello, you alright?
Hey, what's up, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. I'm looking forward to tonight, the event.
Like one question I asked Jake, which I'll ask to you as well. Apart from the main event and the co-main event, what stands out to you?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Marvin Vettori.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a very good fighter. Yeah, I think he's going to put up a good performance. I'm expecting a big knockout. I think he's a big contender for the title because I think we've not really seen a lot from Izzy. Of course, they had that fight, an absolute war. But I think Vettori, if he keeps what he's doing now, he's going to be a big contender in the middleweight division.
Yeah, he's someone that, this kind of fight, if he loses this fight, he's kind of at risk of becoming a gatekeeper in that division.
Yeah.
So it's really a big one for him to get that win to kind of retain his contender status.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Israel not the champion. He's fought Israel twice,
Yeah.
lost twice, so he's probably not going to get the title shot there. But, if Alex beats Israel again, that division's kind of wide open.
Yeah, I think Alex Pineda is not actually the greatest fighter, and I think he has some flaws in his game that I think Vettori can really break into, such as the wrestling.
Yeah, Alex, that he obviously has this death touch over Israel, it seems. But I think Whitaker's a guy who immediately jumps out to me as someone who has a perfect style for Alex, and Vettori could as well. What do you think about that, Jake?
I have to agree. I think Whitaker in particular, he's shown to be a better striker than Vettori, so I would favor him to be the guy to beat Alex, if not Adesanya. But Marvin has a solid chance. You know what I mean? For a guy who has an actual granite chin, a chin made out of iron, and then a guy who can wrestle as well, could potentially be Pereira's worst nightmare. So I think this is it's a must-win fight, the both of you were saying there, because if he loses this one, he's out of the top 5 and he's at risk of becoming the fucking Brad Tavares of the division. Do you know what I mean? And that's just not a spot where anyone wants to be.
I mean, we're used to you insulting fighters, but I mean, Brad Tavares might have something to say about that.
I love Brad Tavares, all right? Let's not lie. Yeah, Brad Tavares is awesome, but let's not lie. He's the perennial number 15 in the world. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not number 15 middleweight in the world. It's just, he's always number 15 middleweight in the world.
Yeah, that's obviously the main card opener, so I think it makes sense to move on to the next fight. The return of Casey O'Neill. The toughest test of her career so far against Jennifer Maia. Jennifer Maia, someone who's been in there with Valentina, of course. Casey's a big favorite. You see it going that way?
Yeah, I've got my favor towards Casey O'Neill. I think she's been brilliant recently. She obviously got that win over Dobson. I thought that was an amazing win. And she's currently unbeaten. And I think she's very, very technically gifted. She's got the grappling. She can strike. And I think she's going to give Jennifer Maia a very tough challenge.
Jake, what about you?
Definitely, I'd be favoring O'Neill in this one. But I have seen a lot of people picking Maia. I'm not too surprised because I think Maia is an underrated player at 125. Strong grappler, decent strike and all the same. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit closer than people are anticipating. But I still would favor Casey O'Neill to get it done and inside the distance at that. I think this is going to be a bit of a coming out party for Casey because I think she's going to go through a little bit of adversity and then come out on top.
Yeah. Next fight, Gunnar Nelson, the adopted Irishman, against Ryan Barberena. I was watching another podcast and they were pointing out how Gunnar fights once a year, always this weekend. Always St. Patrick's Day weekend in London. Crazy, right? Do you think he wants to? Do you think he'll fight twice this year?
Yes, but he will lose one of those fights. That's my look. Hot take: Gunnar Nelson will lose a fight this year.
I think
it's Brian Barberena or?
No, not tonight. I think he's going to get it. I think, you know what? I wouldn't have picked him if he was fighting D-Rod tonight.
I agree.
I know D-Rod. Yeah, D-Rod's. I mean, I've seen some people say that D-Rod was exposed on the ground when he fought Magny, but Magny and Nelson are just not the same kind of grappler. So I think if he gets rebooked against D-Rod, I don't like that fight for him.
Is that what you're predicting then? Are you predicting a loss to come later in the year against D-Rod?
Yeah, I would say D-Rod loses to him in August, and it's going to be a fight night
August?
in August.
The London card in July is right there.
I know, but he's not going to be there.
Really?
Because he's going to be fighting. He's going to be fighting in Glasgow in August. Yeah.
Is that a scoop or?
No.
Anything to add on that one, Brandon?
I think if he loses this fight, I don't think he's going to fight twice this year. But I think if he wins this fight going into it, I think he's going to have more confidence in later on in the year. I think he'll definitely take another fight.
Definitely, if he loses this one by knockout, he's not fighting again this year. He'll go back. He'll go back into recluse like he does every other year.
Yeah, I see it going the way of Barbina.
There was some weird booking in this fight, wasn't there? Because obviously his last fight was Sato, right? Was that last year? Sato?
That's right.
Yeah. And then this year he's initially booked against D-Rod. That's kind of weird matchmaking to me.
That's such a weird step up because Sato was
D-Rod's the guy who was just in the top 15.
Yeah, he's a guy who has wins over people in the top 15.
Yeah.
But even for Nelson as well, I feel like Sato was a little bit of a step down in competition. But then D-Rod was way too far back up in competition. If you're going to have him fight Sato, then slowly build from that. Don't shoot up to a guy who's just been knocked out of the top 15. So, weird matchmaking. This is a weird matchup as well. Barberina, he was a guy who was on the cusp of the top 15 last year. Is only lost in his last couple of fights is against RDA, and there's no shame in that. But now he's fighting Gunnar Nelson. This is, I don't know. It's a weird fight. Weird to have it on the main card.
Yeah. After that, of course, we get to the co-main event, which we haven't touched on yet, unbelievably. Hell of a fight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mark my words. The Fizz takes him out inside a round.
The Fizz. I like it.
I'm not
inside
too sure.
Around, though, you think? I know there's a bit of talk about whether Gaethje, whether his chin's going, obviously, but you think it's gone that bad?
No, I don't think it's gone. I don't think Gaethje's chin has gone monstrously bad or anything. I just think Fiziev hits super fucking hard, and Gaethje fights very stupidly sometimes. And knowing the London crowd as well, when they get a good fight going, they go mental, and Gaethje feeds into that kind of thing. So I think if he comes out, wings a few overhands, and the crowd goes crazy, he's not going to stop. And I think Fiziev finds his chin in the first round.
I think that's a brave prediction. Yeah, I see it going.
Gaethje fans here in London, especially considering he's Usman's boy.
Look, I can separate them from one another. All right.
They don't seem to be if you watch the embedded. They don't seem to be able to.
Yeah, but I can separate them. All right. Trevor Whitman has them together in a nice little bundle. All right, but I'm different. I'm better.
Yeah.
Than Trevor Whitman.
Speaking of Trevor Whitman, I saw him out in Canary Wharf the other day. Someone shouted to him, "What's the game plan?" He said, "Win rounds," as you do.
You know, he's not wrong. To be fair,
he's not wrong.
Avoid losing, avoid getting tapped out, taken down, knocked out. Hit him, don't get hit. You know what I mean? Nate Diaz style game plan. Go in, hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, get the paycheck and go.
That makes sense. Yeah. Anything on that, Brandon? While we just wait for our guests to get ready.
I don't think it'll be a first round finish, but I think within the first two, Gaethje's going to be on the floor. It'll either be submission or it'll be a knockout.
Submissions.
I don't see this going to the ground whatsoever. The only way this fight goes to the ground is when someone lands on their face or on their ass.
Man, people are saying is this the fight that Gaethje's going to shoot the takedown though? You don't think so?
No.
Why?
He's got a better chance.
Why? It's just, I don't think it's a good idea for Gaethje to wrestle at all, because when you're so accustomed to swinging like that and you're not used to wrestling, it can take a toll on your gas tank. And Gaethje has actually decent cardio. but he doesn't have wrestling cardio. You know, it's
No.
it's like it showed even in his fight with Habib once he got taken down. Like once that panic happens when you hit the ground, you're not used to it. It can fuck up. It can fuck a fighter up. So yeah, I wouldn't bring this one to the ground. And like he'll be shamed for eternity if this is the fight that Justin Gaethje shoots a takedown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if for him to get a win, it's the smart thing to do against Fiziev, right?
Does Justin Gaethje need wins, or does he need like really good
Does
fights
anyone
and
need wins in the
finishes?
sport? Like,
Not really. Considering the fact that we're like a Conor McGregor welterweight title shot is being discussed right now, so you don't need wins. You just need to have a really good name.
yeah,
And Justin Gaethje is a really good name because he's really
I think
exciting.
he's a really good name.
Yeah,
I see
brilliant
people
name.
say lose here, and then Justin Gaethje can like move from title contender to like fun fights territory, and we can see like Justin Gaethje versus Drew Dober, Justin Gaethje versus whoever. That's what we're going to be on if he loses this one. And I'm all for that.
You know, I don't think it's going to be that. I think they did him a favor giving him Fiziev in this fight because Fiziev is a winnable fight if he stays on the feet. You could just hit Fiziev and flatten him. I think they did him a favor not giving him a guy like Gamrot or Saryukian or even Jalen Turner or something like that. I think if he loses this one, he's going to end up fighting like Arman or something like that. And I think that's where his career is going to go. It's going to go from
Arman's a bad fight for him, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go from title contender. You're still good, so we'll give you an easy enough, or no, we won't give you an easy enough. We'll give you a winnable fight, and then it's like we're gonna let the wrestlers ransack you, and then once he's lost 3 or 4 of those fights, then he becomes a fun fight.
Okay, I think our guest is ready. I'm gonna bring him in now. Matty Byfield, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. What you saying, man?
Just coming on. We've been previewing the main card for tonight. We're just coming on to the main event. Obviously, you're someone who's in the room there with Rocky. How's he looking coming into this?
Looking like and still.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Another headshot.
This is what people don't get about Rocky. He can genuinely finish it anywhere, bro. He can genuinely finish it anywhere. Could be a headshot, could be a submission, could be a 5-round masterclass, bro. Like the lad can do it anywhere, bro. Honestly.
Yeah. Where's your excitement level at? Obviously, Rocky's the main guy, but where's your excitement level out for the rest of the card?
Bro, it just feels like I'm fighting next week, bro. It's probably the only reason I'm not down there myself, innit? And if I come across a bit moody today, bro, I'm on the I'm on the part of the camp where your calories start to come down a bit, bro. So I might not look as excited as I actually am, but it's personal, bro. We got Jake on the card, we've got Jai on the card, and then we've got Rocky on the card anyway. So it just feels like a renegade card to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But
bit disappointed it's not in Birmingham for the first title defense.
Nah, man, Rocky's got time, man. He'll bring it back to Brum one day, bro. Definitely. He'll bring it back to Brum. But just the fact that it's even in the UK, bro, it's just sick nonetheless, bro.
We will talk about your fight next week. Cage Warriors Unplugged. How are you feeling coming into this one? Prince McLean is the opponent. So what are your thoughts on him?
What do I think of Prince McLean? Just big guy. He looks like he's powerful. Looks like he comes to fight. He comes to try and finish fights and stuff like that. I just feel like I just have too much for him though. But I'm looking forward to it though. I feel like I haven't fought in a while, so it'd be good just to get out there and just make a statement, bro.
Jake, Brandon, anything you want to throw in?
Yeah. So I've been watching a couple of your fights recently. I've been watching a lot of Cage Warriors.
Okay.
And you've really shown you've got the knockout power, and you've also got the grappling. You've said Rocky can finish it anywhere, but we've also seen you can finish it anywhere. So how do you see this fight going?
My fight.
Yeah, your fight.
Same answer as Rocky, bro. Kind of anywhere the fight kind of goes. With a fight, it's like all week you'll be telling yourself, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna throw this shot, then he's gonna throw this shot, and then I'm gonna counter with this shot, and it's never the case, bro. It's never the case. But so all you can do really is bring all the skills you've got with you, and come fight night, capitalize on whatever he does. So if he messes up on the feet, I'll knock him out. If he messes up on the ground, I'll submit him. And if he doesn't mess up in any of those two, I'll just batter him for 3 rounds, bro. No disrespect to the guy, bro, but yeah, the fight ends with me with my hand being raised, bro. That's all I know.
Good to hear.
Yeah, man.
Excited for it.
100% excited for it, bro. As I said, the gym's been buzzing, bro. Think about it. Jai's gone off. No, even before that, we had the lads on yesterday on Cage Warriors. We didn't get the results we wanted necessarily yesterday on Cage Warriors, but we had O'Meal on yesterday. We had Mush. O'Meal's definitely going to be a champ one day as well. I'm plugging that in from now. But we had O'Meal on there. We had Mush on there as well. Didn't get to necessarily show like what he's capable of in that fight, but Mush will be back stronger and better, definitely. We had Tom Breeze fighting KSW. He got the first round finish over in Poland. So we've all been in camp really the last couple months, bro. So the gym's just been rocking at the moment, bro. So now today we've got Jai, we've got Jake, and then obviously Rocky to top it off. Then it's me next week, bro. So it's just there's a lot going on at the moment in Birmingham, bro.
Jake?
I was just saying that I'm excited to see so many fighters from Renegade fighting. I like you hit the nail on the head there, saying that with the guys fighting tonight and the guys who were fighting on Cage Warriors last night, and then you fight next week. It feels like the gym is finally getting some representation for how talented the fighters are.
100%, bro. The gym's buzzing, man. The gym's buzzing. As I said, it's like I feel like it's nice at the moment to be kind of a part of. It feels like this is like when you get like golden eras of like certain places, like you'll have like different cities and stuff like that, and they have like their time. I feel like Liverpool, they're kind of going through one now, I guess, with Paddy and Molly, and there's a lad that fights out of their gym as well for Cage Warriors. He's kind of got the same kind of style hair as Paddy, and he bangs, but I can't remember his name, but he's a young kid that fights in Cage Warriors now as well. I think he's like bantamweight. That's the one. Yeah. So Liverpool, they've got Aspinall and stuff like that. But I feel like Birmingham at the moment, I feel like we're carrying the flag. Even though we're the second city, I feel like we're carrying the flag for the UK right now in terms of MMA. So it's nice to kind of be a part of that right now. And Rocky's flying the flag. Then we've got a couple of lads in the UFC. We've got a couple of lads just outside the UFC. Then all over, bro. We've got lads in Bellator. Fabs is fighting Masasi in May. It's like, Birmingham and Renegade in particular. It's where it's happening right now, bro. So I'm happy to be kind of a part of it, bro. I just want to just leave my stamp on Birmingham MMA as well. So it's all good, man.
Yeah, it's a big fight for Fabian, isn't it?
Bro, Masasi, like as much as it's like fuck Masasi, and I have to say that because he's fighting Fabs in it. So it's like he's just any guy to me right now. But take away the fact he's fighting my boy. I've been a fan of Masasi for years, but then I've been a fan of Machida for years as well. Fab slept him too as well. So it's like it's just mad to see like a guy I grew up because me and Fabs, we didn't meet in the gym, and me and Fabs were friends when we were still wearing school uniforms, bro. We were friends from school. So it's like the fact I'm seeing now my boy from how many years ago fighting all these legends. It's just mad inspiring to see, bro. But as I said, it says Birmingham's becoming a hotbed of like MMA greatness right now, bro. And I'm just happy to be kind of a part of it, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that about you and Fabian. That's really cool to hear.
Oh, you never knew. Oh, there you go.
I didn't know you guys went back that far.
I'm a year older than Fabs. I think we were friends when I was in year 11 and he was in year 10, or year 10 and he was in year 9. Like we've been friends that long. So there you go. Violent Money exclusive.
Yeah. Anything you boys want to add?
No, it's not really. It's good that you've got that mindset going into your next fight, and I think I'm hoping we can see you finishing. I'm just hoping that's how it works.
No, it is. I've got five wins, 5-1, 5 wins. All my wins are finishes, bro. And it's weird because I never actually go into any fight telling myself, okay, I've got to finish this guy. But I just said, I'll just bring all the skill. I bring all the skills I've got. I bring my boxing. I bring my kickboxing, my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, offensive grappling, my defensive grappling. And it's one of them things where it's just like, as I'm fighting these guys, as the fight progresses, they're giving me opportunities to finish fights, bro. And if any fighter gives me the opportunity to finish a fight, I'll take it, bro. I don't get paid any longer than I get a set wage, bro. So if I can be in there for 15 seconds or I can be in there for 15 minutes, bro, I'm still gonna get paid the same, bro. So as I said, I'm naturally a finisher, and if this boy slips up in any single way, I'll finish him, bro. So it is what it is. But I'm also ready if he hangs on for 15 minutes, I'll put it on him for 15 minutes.
Awesome. Obviously, the fights are unplugged. What do you think of that environment? Because for people who don't know, it's kind of similar to the UFC Apex. It's like this intimate environment down at the BT Sports Studio. Your last fight was there as well. Do you enjoy that environment?
I do, you know. You see, during lockdown, we was training in the park and stuff like that, bro. We was training in the park. No work. The gyms were all closed. There wasn't really much going on anywhere, bro. So every other Saturday or whenever the shows were on, and they were having the fights down at the Apex, bro, that was just like, that was keeping us sane after a certain amount of time, bro. Just, the whole world stopped, but at least the UFC was still on, you know what I mean? So I always thought, yo, that looks sick, that does. I'd love to fight like in that kind of place where there's like barely anybody there. You can hear your coaches. Even I was rewatching back my fight the other day, and even some of the smacks that I took, like the guy kicked me, it's like whack. I was like, that sounds loud as hell. That does, bro. But that sound come off me. Well, it's just mad, in it, like, you know, because there's less people in there. Like, we've only got a couple of fans in there. It's quite intimate, and it's cool, man. You can hear your coaches, and to me, it just kind of feels like a spa. You know, it feels, obviously your mindset changes when you're in there. It's like it's still a fight, but it feels almost like a spa, innit? It's just like you can hear your coaches, you can hear his coaches, and it's just, yeah, I like it, man. I like it, definitely.
Yeah. I was at that last fight at Unplugged. You suffered quite a nasty injury there, didn't you? So how's the recovery been?
Well, I'm fighting next week, bro, so it better be all right, bro. But nah, it's all right, man. I've been all right for a minute. As gnarly as it looked, I was out for like 4 weeks before I could start moving my thumb again. I had my thumb in the cast for like 4 weeks. I started moving it around a little bit. But I've been grappling and punching and whatever for a minute now, bro. So, yeah, it's perfectly fine. I didn't even realize it happened again. As much as, like, maybe if the crowd was there, I probably wouldn't have even noticed it because it was, like, quieter. I've gone back to my corner round 2. I just looked at my hand and I was just like, I didn't look on the inside of my hand. I looked on the outside of it. My thumb was like, I thought, well, that don't look too clever, but crack on. And then when the fight was done, I kind of inspected mine properly. I was like, yeah, I realized it was a bit of a mad one. But yeah, absolutely fine, bro. Absolutely fine. That thumb, the whole hand, bro, it's ready to fire off, bro. So no problems there.
Yeah. Gonna let you go in a minute, Matty. Get ready for the fights tonight. But
yes.
for someone watching your guys tonight, Jai, Jake, and Leon, what is something that people should be looking out for that they might not expect?
Individually from them?
Or just pick something from one of them, that's fine.
I don't know, you know. Like, it's just, all of them are like, I swear, like, if someone said to me, pick your favorite 3 fighters in MMA, I could probably just pick lads from my own gym, you know. Genuinely, like, we've got such good guys. Like, Jake's so good on the feet, so good at grappling. You know what? You see, Jai. I'll probably say Jai, you know. Yeah, Jai. I feel like Jai has had one of the hardest starts in the UFC. Like, you're fighting people like Trinaldo in your second fight. The guy with, like, the most experience in the whole division. Never been finished. And, like, your second fight, and he hurt Trinaldo. Anybody at 155 you put in front of Jai Herbert's gonna get hurt. Like, Jai's hurt me. I'm a light heavyweight. Jai's hit me before in the nose, and I thought, bro, like, Jai hits hard. I think Jai's got the same size hands as me. He's a lightweight with like light heavyweight size hands, bro. It's crazy. He's got like them scaffolder hands, bro. But yeah, I think Jai. I'm thinking that Rocky's gonna get the win. Everyone's gonna win definitely, but I feel like this will be Jai's come out party for sure. I think Jai's gonna come out there and put on a big performance, bro, and let everyone know what he's really about.
Yeah. Any last questions from you boys, Jake, Brandon?
I was just wanted to ask, because it's something I tend to ask every fighter that I'm talking to. A win next weekend makes it 3 on the spin for you. after next weekend, how far do you feel you are away from a title shot at light heavyweight?
Bro, if I don't get the title shot after this slap, we're rioting.
Well, it's tricky now because there's no champion again, right?
We're
So,
rioting, bro. I've
wide
had
open.
I've had the blessing from the former champ anyway. Me and Modesta, we talk actually like away from social media and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like the right thing to do after this fight would definitely be to be a title shot, because the title's vacant. Outside of Modestas, I'm the only other light heavyweight that hasn't lost since I've stepped in the octagon, the Cage Warriors octagon. So realistically, bro, another good performance, another win. It's got to be me, really, innit?
I agree, 100%.
Anything from you, Brandon?
No, Jake's again hit the nail on the head. That was my question. Where's it next?
All right then. Well, boys, I'm definitely going to be calling my shot after this performance anyway. So hopefully, Cage Warriors they listen and we get a title fight in the next one. Probably be summertime or something like that, I reckon. But yeah, man, I definitely feel like I should be fighting for the belt after this.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you for taking the time today, Matty.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you in there next week. Looking forward to your boys tonight. Just enjoy the fights tonight, man. Try to enjoy them without the stress of seeing your boys in there.
It's stressful, bro, but I know they've got the skills to get the job done, every one of them. So I'll definitely be enjoying tonight's fights, definitely.
Yeah, awesome. Take care, man. I'll let you head off now.
Respect, boys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, we had our next guest ready to go, but I think he's back. We're now joined by LFA middleweight Justin Budd, coming off a big win with one of the most viral knockouts you're going to see this year, just a few weeks ago. Justin, how are you doing? Your mic's off, man.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There we go.
How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. Welterweight, but
oh shit, I'm sorry.
I have
Jesus, Steve. Steve, how could you? Also, Justin, I must say, the little header underneath your thing saying Captain America, perfect. Just absolutely perfect.
Utilize the technology.
There we go. But, obviously, last time we spoke, you had just had surgery. The face looks a little better. The arm doesn't seem to be all wrapped up now. So how's it going?
It's good. I've got this cool scar. Hold on. See if I can. There we go.
Yeah.
I might get a Captain America shield tattooed on it. That's what I'm thinking about.
You say it's a cool scar. It's even cooler when you know how you did it. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, what's better is, whenever someone has a story like that, no one ever believes them, but I'll have a video to show them, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, you broke your arm off of someone's face. That's insane.
But
if that's not a story to be telling your grandkids in 30 years, I don't know what is. So you see that scar here? I broke it off someone's face in a fight.
Yeah. No, I've already lots of people about it, and I'm like, yeah, I had an MMA fight, and they're like, oh man, that sucks, and I'm like, no, I won, and it was just an unfortunate way to win. Well, fortunate and unfortunate. Unfortunate, I broke my arm, but yeah, no. So I'm healing great. I've got a doctor's appointment next week for the arm, and I'm going to. He said he might clear me to start training again full time. So he said I'm healing way faster than anyone he's ever seen. So that's pretty cool.
You're Captain America. You've got the
you're Captain America. Yeah, you're pumped full of fucking super soldier serum. That's to be expected.
I had like 3 people say I should change my name to Wolverine because of how fast the bone fused back together. But I've got a cool metal plate in my arm now, so that's cool. And then the face hypothetically should be clear when the arm's clear. I just found that out from another doctor, so I'm actually going to get a second opinion on the face because they were saying like 6 months, but I had another doctor tell me hypothetically I should be good to fight in like July. So I'm gonna go get a second opinion. I'm gonna get a sports doctor this time, and see if what he thinks. Might get an updated CAT scan and see what it looks like. So hopefully, it should be back in there sooner than I originally thought.
Yeah. Awesome. For anyone that like maybe doesn't know what we're talking about, the finish we're talking about, let's have a look at this. How's this feel to watch
Jensen
back?
ate a shot,
Dustin?
looking at going on that
I've
level
watched
change.
it so many times.
As
Yeah.
we hit
Let's watch it again. I'll turn this
Let's
up.
do again.
Let's watch it again. How many times have you seen this on Estimate?
Oh man, definitely over 100. Because I try to watch it from like a spectator's point of view, because when it happened, like, you know, like when I did it, everything obviously was happening so fast, and so, you know, it was like as soon as I missed the kick, I was already on to the next move, and then like when I landed the next, I knew I'd land it. You know, it's like I don't really know how to explain it. Like everything happened as it was happening, like I was expecting it to happen as it was happening. Like if you had asked me before the fight if I was going to throw a spinning back fist, I would be like, I have no idea. But during that moment, I knew I was going to throw that spinning back fist. You know what I mean? And so it was like the amount of like, I just remember timing his movements the whole first round. I remember like trying to get his timing down and trying to get his movement down, because he had such long arms that I couldn't. What I normally do is I'm doing my in and out movement, and I'm doing kind of getting in, throw my combo, get out, and I couldn't do that with him because every time I got in, he would catch me. So I was like, all right, I have to go off him then. And so I just remember timing him until I finally got the timing down, and then I got to execute that. But like, it was so calculated in my head, so fast that I like I can't see it from like an oh my gosh, because as it happened, I was like, okay, I'm throwing this kick, he's dodging the kick, I'm throwing that back fist, okay, he's gone. Like it was just so it's so hard to see it from that surprise point of view, and I really want to. So I've watched it a few different times and tried to kind of like put myself in a spectator's shoes, and I've kind of been able to get that feeling a little bit if I can like, but then like I see that ending clip where you see like the in and out, and I'm like, here it comes.
Yeah. Jake, Brandon, anything on that?
I'm just excited to like. I should have like prepared questions, but like knowing the guests we have on, like I'm just excited to see everyone fight again, and with a debut and knockout like that.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see more? So I know you were saying doctors are giving you different time frames, one for July and one for kind of August, September times. Obviously, you're hoping to get back in there sooner rather than later. But like, if you had to give an official time frame on it, when would you say that we can expect you back?
I probably can't give an official time frame until a doctor tells me something, because knowing me, if I didn't have a doctor's guidance, I would just get back in there, and then if someone hit me and I messed up, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I would definitely jump in there too early. But I want, you know, it's all about longevity. So I want to get in there, like you said, sooner rather than later. If I go get a CAT scan and they're like, yeah, your bone's fine, like, you know, you can get back in there tomorrow if you want, I'll do an 8-week fight camp and jump in July. But if they're like, no, give it a little bit of time, let it heal up a little bit more, then I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I don't want to be like, okay, like Nate Diaz, every time he fights, he gets cut, you know, and it's because that scar tissue won't heal because he fights so much. you know, I'm early enough in the career that you know, I'm not signed to anyone, so it's like, you know, no one's like, hey, we need you fighting. And so I'd like to definitely take the time to heal if I can. But I will say, like, I've been in the gym every single night, and it's hard to like watch and coach and not be able to like jump in there and do stuff. I've been getting my cardio by kicking the bag and running, and that's pretty much all I've been able to do is kick the bag and run, and it sucks.
Yeah. Obviously, the main reason we're here from a UK perspective is the UFC 286 card today. Are you going to be watching in a bit?
Yes, I am. I'm actually I'm getting ready after this. I'm gonna go, hit the shower, eat some breakfast, and because it's like, well, it's 11 now, but yeah, I woke up, it was like 9:30 for me. So yeah, no, I'm getting ready to go watch these fights. I'm really excited. What do you think? You think Leon's taking it again, or?
Well, we think Leon, but I don't know if you've noticed the shirt that Jake's wearing.
Ah.
Yeah, I know, Justin, you're from a relatively small gym, but have you had the chance to work with anyone on the card at all?
On this card, I almost got a chance to work with Usman and Gaethje once, but I ended up getting sick and I couldn't go down to Colorado. But
damn, that's gotta be annoying.
Yeah, no, it sucks. That's why. So one time I impulsively decided to go down to Jackson Wink for 2 weeks. I had some money in my savings, and it was an emergency savings, but it was one of those things where like nothing bad was happening for a long time, and so I was like, I'm going down to Jackson Wink, and so I did that for 2 weeks, and I got to hang out with like Carlos Condit and John Jones, and that was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Talk about John Jones. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that was insane. Did you see that coming from him?
I thought John Jones would win off his teeps and those oblique kicks, and they would just like kind of like, I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be a submission in round one. I didn't think that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I thought he would win with like a spinning back elbow knockout or something, but obviously I'm biased to that move.
Yeah. Just quickly, because we're going to let you go in a minute. Our next guest is waiting. Yeah. Not to push you off. That sounds mean.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, we're severely overrunning, and the card starts in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Nah, so just quickly, predictions for the main and co-main. Are you going with Usman and Gaethje?
Man, I just watched Fazeev highlights last night, but Gaethje, I've been a Gaethje fan since he got in the UFC, so I'm gonna have to go with Gaethje. With Usman and Edwards, I love Usman. I've been an Usman fan since he got in the UFC. But man, I think everyone is kind of forgetting that Leon Edwards with zero confidence was taking Usman down. And I mean, he was just there was times where I feel like now that he has that confidence, he might dominate a little bit more. So we'll definitely see. I'm a huge Usman fan, but obviously now I'm a huge Leon fan too. So I'm gonna be stressed out for both of them this fight.
Awesome. I want to thank you for taking the time, Justin. It's been great to have you on. Looking forward to seeing you back in there whenever that ends up being.
I will definitely update my page whenever as I get information. So
perfect.
See you
There's
guys.
The salute from Captain America right there.
Left-handed indoors, all the things.
I'll let you head off, man. Thanks, Justin. And right now we are joined by Cage Warriors middleweight, the former middleweight champion, who's got a fight coming up next week at Unplugged. Matt Bonner, the Beast. Matt, how you doing?
Yes, I'm well, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm good, man. Sorry for keeping you waiting a little bit there. Obviously, your focus has to be your fight next week, but UFC 286 today. How excited are you?
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I always look forward to the cards that are on at a decent time anyway. Obviously, in the UK, we're kind of cursed with the 2 a.m., 3 a.m. cards. So it's nice to watch a card that's at an appropriate time, and this card's really stacked as well. So yeah, I'm excited.
None of your guys on this one, of course. No Paddy, no Molly. Is that a bit disappointing for you?
It is. I mean, I'm not really sure what Molly's got going on. I think she has signed a contract, but I'm not sure when she's fighting. Paddy's obviously just had ankle surgeries, hobbling around the gym in a big boot at the moment. But yeah, obviously it's more exciting. There's more at stake when one of those two are fighting. But I'll just enjoy the card as a casual tonight, and like I say, sit down with some snacks and just enjoy the show.
Yeah. Big fight for you next week, like we touched on. Cage Warriors Unplug. Guilherme Cadena is the opponent. What are your thoughts on him? How much do you know?
I know a fair bit. He's over 50 fights, so there's an awful lot of footage on the guy. He fought on a show a couple of weeks ago in Poland, TFL. So there's a good bit of recent footage on the guy as well. Very good grappler, very experienced. Probably the best grappler on paper that I've ever competed against, and I've competed against plenty of black belts, but I think this fella's like a second degree black belt, good rear naked choke. But I think I match up really well against him. He lost on Cage Warriors on the New Year's Eve show against Darren Stewart, and I think that outcome is going to mirror the outcome between myself and Cadena.
Yeah. Obviously, your last fight was Unplugged. You're back again. We just had Matty Byfield on, who was on that card, and he's back again. Do you like that environment?
I actually asked to go on the Unplugged show. I think Cage Warriors had the plans to put me on there anyway. But yeah, I do like the environment. Last time was the first time I've been exposed to the BT Sports Centre. I've never fought that venue before. It's a really good venue. I always say to people, I fought when it was COVID, when there was even less people there. All the Cage Warriors shows was closed doors, and that's when I won my world title against Frederick. So for me, it's kind of like a nice callback to that, and I really enjoy it, and I'm pumped to be on the same show, the same card on this Unplugged one next week.
Yeah, obviously that fight with Frederick was the York Hall, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Jake, Brandon, anything?
Jake?
I was going to let you take this one because I was again, like I've said the same thing for everyone that's been on here, but I'm just excited to see everyone fight. You know what I mean? Like I know you were saying that Cadena is probably the best grappler that you've ever faced in your career. So is that going to sway anything about how you come into this fight? You're going to be more, is defending takedowns going to be on your mind, or is it not really going to have an impact on you?
It's not, because I still think how he gets the takedown, how he gets to the back is. I'm very, very strong in the division as a middleweight. I've got a strong upper body. My defense on the cage is probably my biggest. The thing that I'm best at. I think Cadena's going to come in. He's going to drive me to the cage. He's going to really have a really tough time taking me down. I'm going to reverse him and then beat him up. And I've talked about how Cadena. He's very experienced, but he likes to give it one really good go, and then if you stifle that, if you stuff the takedown, if you take it past the first half of the first round, he slows down an awful lot. And even on his record, he's got quite a lot of times he's retired in between rounds. He's just not come back off his stool for the second or third round. So no, I still think this is MMA. It's not grappling. I have to be aware of what he brings in terms of his grappling, but there's a reason why the wrestlers are dominating the sport now, and Cadena likes to either take you down or pull guard, and that won't work against me. I don't think. I don't think he's going to be able to enforce his jiu-jitsu on in an MMA fight against me.
Yeah, we've got Kyle with us now. Kyle, how you doing?
Hello guys, how's it going? How's everyone doing?
Good. Anything you want to? Any questions you've got from Matt Bonner, Kyle?
Oof. Did you watch the Cage Warriors card last night, Matt?
Yeah, I did. It was a cracking show, to be fair.
Yeah, so many good performances. Honestly, such a strong start to the year for CW. I'm really excited for that they've announced their full schedule for the rest of the year, which is something they don't usually do. You've got, I think they've got 2 more events in London coming up after the Unplugged show, of course. The Ireland events are going to be amazing. So yeah, buzzing for what Cage Warriors are doing this year. I think it's going to be a great year for them.
Yeah. Also, Matt, on your card, we've got Mick Stanton, Will Curry, middleweight title. What are your thoughts on that fight, and how soon, with a win against Cadena, are you looking to get in there with one of them?
It's an interesting fight, that, and I think when that fight was first kind of promoted, a lot of people say, "Oh, Curry's gonna easily take that fight." I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think on paper, Curry is the younger guy. He's the prospect. He's very athletic. Where Stanton is experienced and he's an absolute dog. My first Cage Warriors fight was against Stanton, and I beat him. But he's obviously moved on to different gym. He's gone to ASW. He was formerly at Hammer. He's a tough veteran. He had quite a big boxing career before that. He's got plenty of experience, and he's got plenty of experience in the later rounds as well. He just came off a win on FCC, and I think he won that in the 4th round or maybe the 5th. So he's been exposed to the longer fights, where I don't think Will has. It'd be very interesting to see if Will's got the potential, or what is fighting's like in the round 4 and 5 if it gets to that stage. Has he got the grit and determination that Stanton's got? Like I say, Curry's got the skill set, but I think Stanton's got that durability. So it's an interesting fight. In terms of me fighting the winner of that, if I can defeat Cadena as soon as possible. I was, in terms of the schedule, I think the next fight or the next event in London after that is kind of like July time, which is a bit of a shame. We've got Manchester. I think it's three weeks after my fight next week. Then you've got Rome. You might have another San Diego show sandwiched in between that, but then the next one's in July. So I would hope that maybe it would be me versus the winner of Curry and Stanton in July. That would work out really well.
Yeah. Obviously, we mentioned Will Curry there. Did you expect him to be so loud in Modestas's corner? He seemed like a quiet guy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've met Curry. He came to Next Gen Ray briefly. I sparred him a couple of times, wrestled with him briefly, and he's a bit more of a reserved character. I think he's kind of feels like he's coming into his own, maybe as a little bit of a coach as well. He seems a little bit more confident these days, which isn't a bad thing. But yeah, he's palling with Modestas now, and obviously Modestas had a good fight in Australia, so Will Curry's got a good bit of momentum behind him now coming into the Cage Warriors fight.
We're not going to take up too much of your time. Just quickly, anything else that Kyle, Jake, or Brandon, you guys want to put to Matt?
I just want to ask that if he does get the winner of the middleweight title fight, could you possibly come fight on the Cage Warriors Dublin card in December? I think it is.
I'd love to fight in Dublin. That's kind of, I don't know. It almost feels that'd be like a box ticked in my career. Would be to fight in Ireland, fight in Dublin. I'm never very kind of picky or choosy about where Cage Warriors put me. I would fight anywhere. He seems to want to shut me down in London most of the time, which again is fine. But yeah, I would go to Rome. I'd go to Dublin. I'd fight just about anywhere. I'd go to the San Diego show. That would be again another box ticked, fighting in America. So yeah, I'd be down for fighting anywhere.
Awesome. Just quickly, picks for the main event and co-main event today.
Tough ones. You're probably best off doing the absolute opposite to my predictions because I'm never right. But I think Usman in the main event, I can see winning. I think he'll make the adjustments and just outwork Edwards. And I think I'm going to go Fiziev for the co-main event.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time today, Matt. Looking forward to seeing you in there next week, man.
Cheers, buddy. See you all soon. Thanks very much. There
is Matt Bonner. The bat signal, aka the StreamYard link, has been put out to our final guest. But I'm conscious of the fact there is 10 minutes until the card starts.
No, I'm pulling up Fight Pass just in case we overrun slightly.
I wasn't planning on overrunning, but I might do the same.
Jake, I can see you have the notorious Usman shirt on today.
The shirt of shame. The shirt of shame.
Bold move. Did you get a comment from Matty Byfield at all?
I didn't think I brought it up to him, did we?
Oh,
No, we
should've.
brought it up. We brought it up to Justin because he was asking whether or not we were all going with Leon, and I was like, nah, lad.
Brilliant.
No, I didn't want to do it like with Matty there, and he's there talking about how Renegade is on fire and how Leon, he can win this fight anywhere it goes. I didn't want to be the guy to just be like,
that's fantastic. I don't own anything to do with any of the fighters. I did stop in earlier to have a pint at the pub that Christian Leroy Duncan works at, or hopefully worked at.
He still works at? Like,
he was. I can confirm he was there a couple of months ago, but I assume he would have left by now. But I did have a pint there in tribute to the debut. That's as far as
if that's not a statement on the state of fighter pay, the guy who was Cage Warriors middleweight champion was still working in a pub in Gloucester. Like,
yeah, I was surprised when he was still there during the time he was a Cage Warriors belt holder, but I assume he would have gone completely full time. I mean, even then, it was only working the door at nights on weekends, so I'm sure it didn't take up that much of his time. But I would assume it's done now.
I thought you meant I when you said it, I thought you meant he was there like pulling points.
that's what I thought you meant too.
Oh no, only on the door. That would have been fantastic.
Imagine coming in on a Friday or Saturday night, and you want to watch the fucking Cage Warriors card in there. You ask the bartender to pull up BT Sport, and it's Christian Leroy Duncan.
It sounds like a BT Sport advert, doesn't it?
Okay, interrupt. Our final guest is here. The Big Swarm, Linton Vassell. Linton, how you doing, man? Linton, how you doing? Can we not hear Linton?
Oh, we may not be able to.
Oh, Linton, you there? We can't hear you.
Give him a moment.
Linton, you all good? No. To be fair, Jake, when you first came on, I couldn't hear you either. So
yeah, but like this is me we're talking about here. I'm damn it. You may not. I'm surprised no one has commented on the fact that I finally got out of the attic. Say that different background.
It didn't even cross my mind. Let's try again. Linton, are you there? Can we hear you? Don't think your audio is working, mate.
Oh, well, he isn't. He isn't
going
muted.
great.
Which is...
It doesn't say mute.
Oh, no.
Like when Brandon was on mute, it said mute.
Yeah, and I said Linton just he muted himself for a second there, so that's not the issue.
I'm gonna get fight pass up while we do this. And he's left.
Ah, fuck it. Look, the man was driving anyway. It would have been irresponsible.
You know what to talk about? His big win last week. It's going to be in the beta soon. We have so much to talk about.
Yeah, he was probably
reptiles.
Can we? Okay, actually, I was going to say, can we pull up the Fight Pass stream while we're here? But that's like a surefire way to get ourselves copyrighted.
To be fair, I did have the Justin Budd finish on Kyle when he was on. We did play the finish, so there's a pricey, but
putting that on him like live streaming Fight Pass are completely different.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was the Budd finish on?
I just downloaded the video and put it on the stream.
Oh, well then. Unless did it have like a watermark in the corner or something? You're probably fine.
Okay, let's try again. Linton, can we hear you now?
Oh, we might be good.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's a good sign.
Sorry, we had you on.
Yes.
We couldn't hear you a minute ago, but we've got you now. How you doing, man?
Perfect. What's going on?
Good. How's Florida right now? How's it treating you?
God is good, man. I'm only here for one more day, and then I fly back to England.
You coming back? How long are you coming back for?
Couple of weeks. See
Yeah.
family, friends, and get a little bit of celebration under the way.
Of course, man. We have to touch on it. Last week, huge win, man.
Yeah.
I know that was one you were looking at getting back for a while. It's got to feel good, right?
It was. It feels exactly the way I thought it would feel. Get the get back, get that that rematch back, and actually get the win the way I did. Just made it that much more sweeter.
Kyle, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to put to Linton. I know you guys spoke just before the fight as well. Kyle, anything?
Yeah, you had wanted that Moldovsky rematch for so long. Is that how you thought it would play out the second time around? Because you were chasing it for so long, and the clear thing in my head was that you've filled out to heavyweight now. You know how to compete with these guys, and that seemed to be a huge difference. Is that when you guys grappled, you could go strength for strength with him and outworked him on the ground, and then ended up getting the finish though.
Yeah, to be honest, I knew I could finish this guy. I knew it. Like I've seen his fights, and when we first fought before, I knew the finishes were there. So I had in my head second round. I'd beat him second round, and I had a dream, funny enough, that I did knock him down, and then I beat him from the ground and pound. So it was sort of the way I sort of dreamed it. The way it happened, but yeah, for it to happen so quickly in the first round, that just pretty much shut everyone up, to let everyone know that I'm here to get that strap.
Oh, mate, congratulations! Fantastic performance.
Thank you,
Jake.
So obviously now I think the next step for you is heavyweight title.
Yes.
Is there any time frame you have in mind for when you want to get in there with Bader, or even a place that you want the fight to happen?
London would be amazing. Hometown would be sweet. At least give about 6-7 months. A little bit of rest, get back to training, and train smart and stuff. But yeah, I'll tell you about 6-7 months will be perfect. Perfect time frame.
Brandon, anything for you?
Well, Jake's again. He's taking the question I had. Like, what? where do you want to fight? Just when and where? Time and place.
Yeah, London. London would be amazing. Say, maybe Wembley.
I am 5 minutes away from there, so that would be perfect for me.
And Wembley, I think I fought there last was 2017.
It's been a while, yeah.
So well overdue. So yeah, if Bellator are listening, I'm gonna press for it as well. Yeah, London homecoming, world title. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'd like to talk about, should I say?
Alternatively, a lot of Bellator. I think we're gonna ask the same question, Jake.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you can't get London, will Dublin be good enough? Because there's a card on there in September, and we'd really like some massive fights. So, and look, you versus Bader, that was a massive fight.
Hey, exactly, of course. So we'll see what Bellator have in store for us. But yeah, around about that time is perfect. Like I'm not injured. I'm just gonna go home and just enjoy home for a little bit. Come back and yeah, I say just start training, and we'll see when we're ready for us.
Obviously, the main reason we're here today, Linton, is UFC 286. You going to be watching the card in a bit?
Of course.
Yeah. Obviously, back in the Sanford MMA days, you're a former training partner of Usman as well.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you see that main event going?
So it's interesting. I was just talking to my coach about this as well. The one apiece, obviously. And it really does come down to this one, I feel like they're both going to show up. And I think it's going to be a different fight to their last fight and even their first fight. I feel like this one will be a bit more competitive.
Yeah.
You know,
You
Leon's
gonna pick
growing.
one way or the other, or
Sorry.
could you? Do you have a pick? Are you going to pick one way or the other, or?
I'm 50-50. Like the way both fights have gone, you know, because the first fight, obviously, Kamaru won. Second fight, you know, Leon won the first round, lost the other 3, but then came back. So he's still got the power to finish her after getting beaten up for so long. You know, it's one of them ones all up in the air for me. Other
than say the main event and the co-main event, what kind of takes your eye on this card? And have we got any other Killcliff guys on the card or not?
Yeah, Raphael fighting what's his name? Gaethje.
Oh, wait, is he Killcliff?
Sorry?
Is he Killcliff?
Yes.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, well, he trained with us
because he does like a lot of stuff in Thailand, doesn't he?
Yeah, he trained with us for the last couple of fights, and then he went to Thailand for this one, I think.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, he's doing real good, so I'm looking forward to that. To watch.
That's such a great fight on paper, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be a banger. And you know, I'm a fan of Gunnar Nelson as well. I've been watching him for many years, so it'd be nice to see him, you know, come back in that. And,
who's not a fan of Gunny, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Especially when I was growing up, obviously he was like a welterweight, and hearing that he beat Jeff Monson in a grappling tournament, because obviously Jeff was a big heavyweight then. So to hear that and you know, see that was one of the reasons why I started following Gunnar.
I'm conscious of the fact that the card is now starting. So any last questions for Linton, guys?
Yeah, I just wanted to say the Heavyweight Revenge Tour is in full force. What do you feel like is going to be the difference from the first fight with Bader compared to now?
Well, I'm not going to go into the fight with the mindset of, oh, it's Bader, I'm fighting Bader. The reason was because I had my first ever real top athlete to fight. You know, I'd never fought anyone of his caliber. So I went in there a little bit like, damn, I'm fighting, you know, Bader. Now I fought some of the best. You know, I've been in there, win, lose. So now it's totally different. The mindset's different. And I found my weight class, you know, and I feel like I've nailed it pretty much. So yeah, it's gonna be a different fight, should I say? A very different fight.
Oh, I can't wait for it, mate. Fingers crossed for Wembley. That would be fantastic.
Let's pray, yeah? Let's pray.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If it's Wembley, I'm gonna be there. So I'm fingers crossed for Wembley as well, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll keep pressing for it.
Yeah, because like it's crazy. You've been around in Bellator for a while now. They've had a lot of Bellator cards in the UK, and you haven't been on that many of them, like you said. I don't know if it's just because you're in Florida now or what, but
it doesn't mean I'm gonna travel. So I don't understand why they've done that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I got a fan base in America now as well, so
yeah. You're gonna have a fan base everywhere if you keep putting on performances like that, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake, Brandon, anything for you guys?
No, I'm just excited
Nothing for me.
Get back in that cage.
Yeah, me too.
Same here, man.
Yeah.
All right,
very excited to see when that ends up being. Huge main event for the heavyweight title will be Linton Vassell and Ryan Bader sometime, because you can't deny Linton now, can you? You can't deny him.
No deny it. I think if the fight would have gone the distance, been boring, you know, then they could say, yeah, we don't think it should be you. But nah, I've been dominating the division now for a little bit, so
yeah,
it's my time now. Yeah, it's my time.
It's your time, exactly. With that, I'm gonna let you go. Get home or whatever you got to do, man, and then enjoy the fights tonight.
Thank you, bro. Take care, boys.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Great to have you on.
See you, man.
There he goes, Linton Vassell. How are we doing, guys? Do you want to keep it going for a little bit, or do you want to switch off in a minute?
I don't mind, honestly.
Yeah, I generally don't mind.
Yeah, Veronica
Yeah.
Hardy is walking to the cage now.
And Dan Hardy is in her corner.
Yeah.
We
Hardy
were
and Warley in the
expecting
corner.
to see him on the weigh-in stage yesterday, and he wasn't there. I reckon someone
Yeah.
had a bit of a conversation about that.
Yeah, they did announce her as Veronica Hardy though, which was a big talking point. So
This is surprising me. I wasn't expecting that. I'll be honest.
no, me neither. I thought they were going to put their foot down.
Yeah.
I'm
no,
going
it's
to
great.
get going, boys, for this first fight. So
Nice.
have a great rest of your stream.
Cool.
I'm probably going to head off as well. I'm going to properly invest in this card, and I have to do live results and tweets. For this card.
You need to go.
I should probably start working.
Yeah, you need to go get to work.
Nah. Kyle, you missed out on my Tom Aspinall story. I just noticed. I just realized.
Ooh,
I
okay.
nearly took him out with the door at Cage Warriors yesterday.
He fired a door at Tom Aspinall.
I think, to be honest, Steve, I think you could have hit him with it, and it would have just left an outline where he is. The size of him at the moment, Jesus Christ.
He's a big boy. I'm like, it's the door from the arena to backstage, yeah? No way of seeing who's on the other door on the other side. It's a push door. So I push it open, like, I don't know, like right the other side of the door. The number 6 ranked heavyweight in the UFC. It's like ideal.
Phenomenal.
And like Arnold was with him as well.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Love that.
Cage Warriors was great last night. That was a really fun card.
Yeah, it looked great. I need to catch up with. I missed some of the. I missed the main card, so I need to catch back up with that. But I've seen all the highlights and stuff. So,
Lonier Kavanagh's fight was great. He's something.
He's not going to be there for very long, is he? Jesus, we need to get an interview. We need to get an interview with him ASAP before he's too high profile.
Well, I interviewed him last night, but like I know what you mean.
Yeah.
He wants Shaq next. He wants the title next.
Yeah. I don't blame. Yeah,
fucking do it. Who's going to say no?
Yeah.
Do it.
Cool. Juliana Miller is in the prep point, whatever it is called now. So, is it the prime prep point or is that
the prime
hydration? Oh wait, no, that is the prime, isn't it? Yeah.
It's prime something.
The prime hydration.
The prime hydration preparation point, I think.
Hydration zone, I think.
No, that's the. Those are the. Those are the corners. Yeah.
Oh, right. Wait,
what kind of a world do we live in at all?
Prime have both, do they?
Yeah.
They have so much.
Yeah. At the weigh-ins yesterday, there was a boo when the Prime commercial came on the screen.
Oh, that's class.
It wasn't loud, but you could hear it. Okay.
All right, first fight's about to begin. I better be off.
Let's head off. This was fun, guys. Let's do this more.
Yeah, thanks.
We need a watch along for the next one. We need to have that organized.
I wanted to do a power slap watch along, but you guys said no.
No. Steve, that was never going to happen.
We could easily do one for a Cage Warriors card because I feel like the UFC ones are difficult because so many people are watching the UFC. You know?
No.
Yeah, it's true.
But like a Cage Warriors or a Bellator or something.
There's Unplugged next week, which I may be at. I'm not sure. But
yeah, if you're not, we could probably do it then.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Grand.
Right.
I'll see you then, boys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks to anyone who tuned in. Enjoy the fights.